My people, you're welcome to Prrrr. My name is Slimo, and I'm in a huge dilemma today. There are a lot of things to talk about. There are hot topics everywhere. Now, on Monday, the Warriors went back to Crypto Arena. That is Lakers, them at home, when the Sun go lose. In a close game, they lost by 3 points, and now they're in serious trouble. They are down 3-1 to the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James. So I thought, yeah, that is surely going to be the hot topic for today's Prrrr. But Charlie, there's a saying that if your neighbor's house is burned, you forfeit 1 bucket of water, put your house in body. It be like Celtics, they're not here. They went back to the TD Garden and they've lost once again. The MVP, Joel Embiid, and the Philadelphia 76ers pulled off the victory at the TD Garden, and they have the 3-2 advantage over the Boston Celtics. Interesting times. Now, Teddy, your Celtics are once again in a lot of trouble. What happened this time around?
Charlie, they go through them. Hey, you see, this all stems from the beginning of this series. You see, you went against a team that played without Embiid, and then you lost
at the Garden. You feel like it gave them some kind of confidence.
Yes, without Embiid, we've won a game without Embiid. So that means with Embiid, we can actually overshadow and take over this game. And then our sit man of the year, this game, he has been helping us throughout, because throughout this season we've been struggling from first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Maybe he comes in and then he does something, but then this series, this match, he didn't see it. He wasn't like performing much, and then that was one thing for us. And the second thing is Embiid under the rim and in the paint is so dangerous that our players are not able to drive, because when you get there, you feel like you get blocked. No one wants to be.
Embiid had a whooping 4 blocks.
Yeah. No, nobody want the highlight stop say they block. I mean, no be nice thing. Nobody won't do that. So if they get there, they are not able to do what they are doing. I think one thing too is Jaylen Brown is really cold in this match. Even though he averaged 20-something points, he could have done something more, because we know JB.
Speaking of Jaylen Brown, when they went back to the Garden, I think on Monday, you sat here and said you need Jason Tatum to start hot. But he started cold once again, even though he ended with, a relatively good game. He started cold once again, and maybe that was the reason why the Sixers were able to come out with that victory. Now, Kwame, let me come to you. The Sixers going into that game, it felt like Celtics had the better chances of winning, because surely they are playing at home and the fans behind them, JT and Co, still couldn't pull off the victory.
Well, it's a pleasant surprise that the Sixers won, because per stats, game 5 away games, they were on a losing
very bad streak. Yeah.
10 games in a row. So of all the places to break that streak, Boston. I mean, in my opinion, there are only 2. How do I say? There's no better place apart from LA for that streak to be snapped.
Yeah.
Because TD Garden, we all
have some of the best fans.
Some of the best fans.
And just to clarify what you said about that losing streak, it's since the 2000s. The Sixers have never won game 5 away since the 2000s. So yeah, carry on.
So now, all the advantages on the Sixers side. The boys in their court. Now they are going back to Wells Fargo, going back to Philly. If they win this, they enter the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 22 years. First time since 2001. So, but then we shouldn't count out the Celtics, because they did it last year. They did it against the Milwaukee Bucks. No less defending champions. Yeah. They went to Fisher Forum, won, came back to TD Garden, won. So we shouldn't count our chickens before they hatch. But me, as a Lakers fan, I am very happy. I am having a bunu soup for lunch.
We'll come to that LA victory now. Quick. Just like Kwame said, the Celtics have already been put in a situation like this before. Last year, we saw them down 3-2 to the Milwaukee Bucks, the then defending champions. They were able to go to a game 7 and pull off the victory. Do you think that could be the case this year again?
The game is up in the air, because right now, Sixers are in a groove mode. They've been able to link up well with Tyrese coming off the bench and scoring, and now even being able to start in some games. You see, the last time when I was here, I said Tyrese, you should watch out for that guy. And Tyrese Maxey, oh my God, 30 points, and
it was huge.
And going into that game, the plan the Celtics had was to, let's say, double team Harden and maybe Embiid. But they forgot about the other guy.
Embiid did very well when they
forgot about Tyrese Maxey. So that gave him the opportunity to get the 30 points, and Embiid, of course, one scoring champion.
Well,
MVP.
when the MVP is bearing down on you like that, offensively he was huge, defensively he was so good, and when you have Maxi chipping in like that, the Sixers are so difficult to stop. Now let's go to the other house where they need the bed. I'll have to start from the Warriors fan because I know he's in a lot of pain. Now going back to the crypto arena, Steph Curry and co, well, they suited up against the Los Angeles Lakers. Things look like okay, maybe Steph Curry go fit bounce back, but we are hearing things like Steph no they get help. What do you make of that loss?
Yes, Steph know the girl help.
Hey,
Excuses. Excuses.
How?
Give you
Excuses.
See,
how?
I think I'm one in 1,000 Warrior fans that would say any Warrior fan shouldn't complain about free throws, because you the only time you are going to get free throws if when you drive, and you are not driving. Jordan Poole hitting 37-foot three. Oh, what? For what? You will score. You will not score for 10 minutes in the game, and after that, the press conference, you come back and you complain the ref don't give you playing minutes. Kaminga not to bench, he never they complain. Kaminga get like 3 minutes this whole playoff series. Then you come back to Klay Thompson. I get it. We a Lakers fan. You know, be big deal. You were born there. Your father played there.
Yeah.
You enjoy watching Lakers. It doesn't mean you don't have to do your job, bro. You are being paid. Then you come and give 9 points and you be like, oh, we got pump. Now just say you be a cool.
Hey.
And let's go to the Lakers side as well. You see, the Warriors tried their best because in this game the Warriors were able to go up to about 12 points during the game, and then in the fourth quarter, Lonnie Walker happened.
The fourth.
Lonnie Walker,
the fourth. Ivy, bro.
Now
I was watching the guy. I was like, this guy never missed. What? He came in and dropped 15 points. I'm like, oh, damn, it's not working. It's not going to work.
Now you've heard the Warriors fan. He's ranting a bit. Now let's go to a happier fan, the Lakers fan. Kwame, what do you make of the Lakers victory?
Well, let me just see. It's more of Warriors bottling it than we took it from them.
Yeah,
That's how you see it.
Because 45 seconds to the end of the game, LeBron, Akwesiata LeBron. How can you try a three from that far off with 45 seconds left? You were already leading. Why are you trying the 3-4? For what? For sure. The annoying part too is that he missed. Luckily or unluckily for the Warriors fans, Curry misses the 3. The ball reaches Draymond. Rebound. You're about 2 to 3 steps off the rim. Drive, lay up, get the 2. If you're lucky and you are fouled by Schroeder, who wasn't set, is an N1. You are leading. Why go back and pass it back to Steph to attempt a second time? 1 is not 100% certain, or Enipa, he might miss. 2, AD is already guarding him. Why are you putting him
But
to
I
such
could
stress?
argue it's a high efficient shot for Steph because Charlie usually makes that. So
Oh yeah, it's true. He's been hitting this all throughout the years, but he's not God. 1, 2, AD is on him. What if he blocked it?
AD with another defensive masterclass. So you feel like if the Warriors shot a bit efficiently, maybe in that game they could take the victory.
I mean, if they had, as it were, shed their dependency on threes, they would have won. Cause that play, as an example, a few seconds later, Draymond, you are trying to hit a hammer play against LeBron, somebody who's used to.
and Davin have
These people are not serious.
I want to add something small. You see, in this series, you started Looney and it didn't work. You brought in Jermichael Green, it also didn't work. And then this match, you played Draymond Green as a center, and Draymond Green is 6'6", Anthony Davis is 6'10". So look at the height difference. So you see, it's much easier for Anthony Davis to overpower him because even if he floats the ball, you won't be able to reach. And secondly, Jordan Poole has been very terrible in this series. You see, what Walker did in this match, that is what
you are expecting
Poole was supposed to be doing. You see, I think Walker actually surprised the Warriors, and they didn't know how to counter because he wasn't a part of their plan. He surprised them. He came out of nowhere, and that is what what's the name? Poole should have done. That was his work. That's what
this
should have been doing.
This whole series, he come in, he shoot less than 12 points, and you complain about game time.
But then to chip into what Teddy said, Lonnie Walker throughout our series with Memphis, he wasn't getting much minutes. The only time he was getting much minutes was garbage time game 3 when we're leading
When
by what? How
everything
many
was-
points? 31
Now look,
one points.
you see, he's made mention of Lonnie Walker, and if you are watching the playoffs very closely, you probably wouldn't hear his name. But that is how deep the Lakers are. Now goes to my next question. My next question: there are a lot of deep teams in the playoffs this year, but it looks like maybe the Lakers are the deepest team because we've seen Lonnie Walker step up a bit. We've seen Hachimura in the Grizzlies series also do well. Austin Reeves has been there. D'Angelo Russell has also put in something. Dennis Schroeder. Now, starting from Kwame, of course, who do you think is the deepest team in the playoffs this year?
Of the teams remaining,
Remaining.
I'm not going to nominate my own team because we no reach yet. Chemistry wise, we no reach. I'll still say 2 teams.
I'm talking about squad depth.
Yeah, down to 3 teams: Warriors, Celtics, and to a large extent the Sixers. One our team no reach, and on the count of chemistry, because we've only been with this
new setup after
let
the
me say
trade deadline,
after
yeah.
the trade deadline, less than 3 months, and you're saying we're the deepest team how? if we are basing it on names, we are not. Chemistry, we are not. I beg you, don't come and put pressure on us. We beg.
Teddy, do you think it's your Celtics that are the deepest team?
Oh yeah, it's the Celtics, because you see the Celtics, they are playing their normal squad, and then they have someone who is a starter, Rob Williams, who is coming from the bench. So they have him as their a substitute option, and they also have our sixth man of the year, who was a starter, who was a big man for the Pacers, and now he's on our bench. And we have multiple options. We have Pritchard, we have Hauser, we have a whole lot of options. So I think it is the Celtics who have much depth when it comes to the squad roster.
What about you? You feel like maybe your Warriors are the deepest team?
Okay, wait, hold on. To begin with, Looney's situation, he was sick. That's why they didn't play in the next game.
Okay.
But it worked. So they had to go with
The excuses play to Charlie.
But then going to your question, right? Going to your question, the deepest team in the game right now is Lakers. Point wise, Lakers are
They are
topping
leading.
it. They have about 319 points currently, and Warriors are number 2 with 317. Then Celtics with about 109 points right now. So if you are talking about team squad depth, it's not about the names you have on the bench. It's about the output that they give.
No, but then
Before this game, these are the stats before this game, and before this game, we all know. And when we watch this game, we all know what Lonnie Walker did.
The Lakers always seem to have somebody step up aside from LeBron and AD.
You
So
understand?
It tells you the team is ready. Now, I was looking for someone to just chip in the Denver Nuggets a bit, because yesterday Bruce Brown dropped 25 points. I know a lot of points was in garbage time, but the Nuggets are also deep like that. That is how the playoffs are going. Now, see, we move from one burning house to another burning house. Hey, Phoenix Suns, Kevin Durant, they are still in a lot of trouble, because if they lose their next game, that's over for them. The Phoenix Suns went back to Mile High, lost to the Denver Nuggets, where Nikola Jokic, the former MVP, dropped a triple-double on them. Now, Kweku, we knew the Nuggets at home, they are forced because they haven't lost at home this year, and then they proved to us why they are really good at home. What do you think the Suns can do to prevent them from losing?
You can't do anything. Mike Malone, he's a defensive coach. He was, when he was an assistant, he was a defensive coach, and he became a main coach, and he's still playing the defensive strategy. You saw the game. Like Devin Booker wasn't having. He had 28 points, all right, but to how many field goal attempts?
Yeah, he was inefficient too.
Very inefficient. KD had about 23, 24, but to how many field goal
Terrible
attempts?
game from KD, actually.
You understand what I'm saying? See, Mike Malone be strategist. He watched the game. He called about 2 timeouts in the first 2 minutes of his second quarter or third quarter, because he knows how these people play the game, and you can't do anything about it when you are playing against the Nuggets. There's a reason they've not lost in their home, and they proved it in that game.
Game 5 Nuggets versus Suns. Now a lot of Suns fans are saying, Charlie, CP for comeback. Now they like that thing too much. We've seen him in a lot of series where his team are in a lot of trouble and then he gets injured. Do you think Chris Paul should come back, and then maybe that could also ginger the Suns a bit when they go back home?
Okay, so in these playoffs, the Suns have the worst bench in these playoffs, and it looks like they need Chris Paul to come back, if not as a starter, to help with the second team to lead. And then another problem they have is Ayton. Ayton is not able to match up with Jokic.
Like that matchup is so terrible.
It's a problem.
I thought he could actually hold his own, but
and I think in the last game they took off 18 and they brought Landale, and he was complaining bitterly that he's part of the big 3 or the big 4. So why should he be taken out? But then looking at what you are doing,
you know they play well.
Have you seen the Nuggets team?
There's some frustration.
They are huge.
They are all
from
apart
Michael
from
Porter
Jamal
to
Murray.
to Nikola Jokic.
Crowdwell.
You see,
KCP.
like there are a lot of players who are big, and then they can also bring Green
They are all big.
from the bench.
No, but then I see some frustration creeping into the
Suns
the
team.
Suns team because if you watch the highlights, there was a huddle. I don't know whether it was a wind up attempt.
When Jokic was trying to, yeah.
And then KD ended up pushing. I was like, Charlie, this. I mean, what do you expect when you're 20 points behind? But speaking of, what's his name? Nuggets, them a coach.
Mike Malone.
Mike Malone. Looking forward, assuming we don't do, no offense, we don't do a Clippers and we allow Golden State
We
to
did
come back.
Example. We're doing example.
Carry on.
And we don't allow the Golden State to come back. And assuming they end up closing out the when I
Suns.
say they, I mean Nuggets end up it will be very interesting. Jokic versus AD. Oh my.
A very, very interesting series that will be. Now, finally, before we go, the final series we'd like to talk about Knicks versus Miami Heat. Now, when Butler didn't play in that first game, we all knew the Knicks would win. But since then, they haven't been able to win. The Heat has been able to win 3 straight games. We put them in pole position to go to the East Finals. Now, Kwame, starting from your side, is there any way for the Knicks to come back? Because it feels like a done deal at this point.
Well, walk before you run. But then the problem is game 5. Game 5 is in Miami. If it were to be in New York, I would have said, oh, okay, maybe they could win, and then game 6 in Miami. But then, Charlie, at this point, the die has been cast. Ayeka.
So you don't see any way back for the Knicks?
I'll be very shocked
surprised.
if the Knicks end up getting a road win. In any case, if they get a road win, what is the assurance that the Heat will also not get a road win in NY?
Teddy, now there's 2 very, very contrasting things from the Knicks. In that first series against the Cavs, they were like the best rebounding teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then things flipped. The coin has totally flipped. They are one of the worst rebounding teams in this series. Could that be the case? Why they are in this position?
It's certainly one of their problems because Robinson was one of the big reasons why they actually won their previous series. And then coming into this game, I think meeting a player like Adebayo, who is so comfortable in whatever he's doing, he's able to shoot from anywhere he wants to shoot. He doesn't need to get to the rim to get a point. He can shoot. And then another problem is the bench of the Knicks. The Knicks bench averaged 10 points and the Miami bench averaged 32 points. That's a problem. So imagine your starters are averaging 77 points and then the bench is adding their 32. That's how Miami is winning. And then in Knicks, I think they bench Hart, and then Hart came in with the second team, led the second team, but then they still need a depth, and I think they should just accept this defeat in this series, go back, do their homework, and come back next year.
We could even throw in Miami having one of the deepest team in the playoffs. Now, quick, finally, before we go, Knicks versus Miami Heat. We've said that if Bam comes to the party, it's going to be so difficult for the New York Knicks to even pull one game, and since he's come to the party, they've not been able to win.
Why are we even talking about the Heat? We know they are the underdogs of this series. They've proven everybody wrong.
Yes, true.
8 seed, and look at what they are doing. My problem lies with the Knicks. You see, you have RJ Barrett, you have Grimes, you have what is it called? Randall especially. Quickly today. You for step up. Brunson came just this season. You are letting him lead you guys to the conference. You, Julius Randle, you are a franchise player. You are there. No contribution to the team.
If anything, can I say Randle has no help?
Wow.
It's supposed to be
Brunson who
Brunson
doesn't have the because he puts up the numbers. He tries to find the players. He they do everything for like the game is. But when you go and you check the stats and how they are playing, you see Randle is always out of the game, talking to. Like always trying to put on some show, like fight. I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe something in the dressing room. We don't know. But then RJ Barrett, with all the hype he has been getting, and this is what you are putting out. It's not acceptable. No.
But not to digress.
Well, things have turned upside down from here. Now, before the start of the playoffs, we saw a lot of fans asking for basketball odds. Now, the reason why we don't want to give you basketball odds is this year, a lot of the teams who were the lower seed are the ones who are winning. The Lakers are the lower seed, and then the Warriors were the 5th seed, but the Lakers are on top. The Sixers were the lower seed, and then the Celtics were the number 2 seed. The Sixers are on top. And then that series, Knicks were the higher seed, Miami were the lower seed. Miami is on top. So there are a lot of unpredictable things with the playoffs. Same time Friday, we'll be bringing you more content, and Friday's content will even be bigger than this because there'll be agenda. There'll be a funeral, or there's going to be a lot of excitement because we might see the Warriors go home, we might see the Celtics go home, or we might see 2 Game 7s, which we will enjoy so much. And this is Kweku, Kwame, and Teddy who brought us all of the breakdown, all the analysis on the pro basketball analysis. Now, my name is Slimo. We'll be closing out saying, watch out for Friday because there are big things going to happen. We'll see you some other time.